Oh, shena, shena, hona, Iowana. Hey, hey, take me to the river. Take me to the river. Wash me in the sacred water. Wash me, wash me, wash me, wash me. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, happy Thursday, everybody. I know it may seem a little strange that I'm singing Take Me to the River in front of the sacred fire. But the reason I'm singing Take Me to the River, Hey, Hey, Sheanaya, is because it's raining in Sedona today, and there's been a drought, and it hasn't rained in quite some time. So I'm happy that the water will be running off the mountains, off the ancestors, off the ancient ones, and pouring into the creeks and the rivers and the oceans, and life will be renewed because there is water. Take me to the water. Take me to the sacred water. Take me to the river. Take me to the ocean. Wash me, wash me, wash me, wash me. Aho shinawana, honata. Aho shinawana. Hey, I want you to know, first off, I'm going to give you a little smudgy poo. Aho. And smudge myself, and I'm going to smoke the pipe to open the portal before I really start to talk. Aho. Aho. Walking Crow for the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine. Wishing you a happy Thursday, a happy rainy Thursday, wherever you are, if it's snowing, if it's raining. Water in any form is sacred. Water in any form is renewal. It carves canyons. It carves landscapes. It carves its way in and out of my body, in and out of my soul. It's my emotional state. It's the moon. It's the ocean, direction of the west, direction of the woman, direction of emotion, E-M-O-C-E-A-N. Aho, aho. And today, this morning, started out a little emotional. Yesterday, a friend of mine, Wendy Becker, called me to tell me that her mom was diagnosed with coronavirus, and she's in the hospital, and she's elderly. She's in her 80s. And she's been in a place a place where they care for her, but they haven't been taking care of her. So Wendy's going to bring her home back to where she belongs with her daughter Gracie and her husband and the dogs and all the animals on the farm, to be with them so she could heal, so she could spend the rest of her happy days with her. And I posted today on Facebook about honoring the elders, respecting the elders, loving the elders. How many of us don't do enough of that? How many of us talk about it? I said this yesterday, talk about it, but not walk about it. After I spoke with my friend Wendy this morning, I really thought about my mom. My mom is in great health. She barely leaves the house, maybe to go to the doctor or to go see my sister across the street, or my other sister. But she doesn't go out. She's not around people, so she's healthy, she's good, and I'm grateful. And I want to say this. I'm grateful to my older brother who lives in the house with my mom, who is caring for her, who makes sure that she eats, because the elderly sometimes, they don't want to eat. They don't eat. They don't have much of an appetite, but they have to eat to keep their blood sugar up, their energy up, to be healthy for themselves and for the rest of us. But, we have to understand too that sometimes they're just not hungry. I'm talking about this because I have a lot of the same eating habits that my mother has. I'm not a big eater. I'm a grazer, so I graze all day long, and I'm eating nuts and fruit and whatever it is that I can eat, and smoothies and a juice, and I'm not a big meal eater. I'm not like that, so I understand it. And sometimes I forget to eat because I'm so busy working in my medicine with drums and rattles and healings with people and mentoring and all that stuff, that I forget myself. How many of you forget yourself? How many of you, forget to take care of yourself? Forget to do the right thing for the right reason because, high human. High human, high human. I want to thank everybody for logging on tonight. It was a real emotional day today. So no wonder it was raining. No wonder it was dark. No wonder, the clouds are hanging over the ancient ones, the ancestors, the mountains here in Sedona. And it's such a beautiful sight to see that. And I want to talk about that. So the ancestors, the ancient ones, we are going into the time of winter in about maybe 10 days or so, maybe 2 weeks. And it's the time of the winter solstice. It's the time of the direction of the north. It's time of the direction of rest, wisdom. It's time of direction of all our relations, winter, earth. It's a time of going into the den. How many of you will take time in this winter to stay home with your loved ones, to be with your mother, to be with your father if they're elderly, to be with your children, not go out and do things that you might want to do because there's more important work to be done within your home. They say that charity begins at home. It doesn't begin at church. It doesn't begin at work. It doesn't begin at the market or the mall or any of those places on your social media. Charity begins at home. So give your family, give yourself something that's valuable. Give them and yourself you. Aho, aho. I know how important I am in the lives of others because I am important in my own life. Aho, aho. I do what makes me happy, and I'm happy to do the things that I do. How many can say that? I love what I do, and I do what I love. Do you? Can you? Will you? Aho. So, take a look at your life. Take a step out of your fishbowl and look into your fishbowl and look at your playing field. And are you happy? Are you satisfied? Is it all about money, or are you missing something altogether? Altogether complete. I am not complete because I don't believe I will ever be totally complete, but I know that I'm satisfied. I know that I'm happy. I know that I'm joyous. And every day I call my mother. In fact, I called her this morning after talking to my friend Wendy, and I called my mom just to tell her that I loved her, to remind her that I'm coming there on the 22nd, that I'm going to see her, that we're going to be able to sit next to each other. Her day is spent watching television, but I don't watch television, but I will watch it with her and allow her to do what makes her happy, what keeps her busy, because she keeps busy with television and word search and things like that. And if I can feed her, I will. But most of all, I'm going to feed her from this place right here. Feed her from my heart. Heart, lungs, air. I love, I'm loved. Heart, lungs, air. I don't have the capacity to love. I don't have the capacity to be loved. Which is it? It's your time to choose which it is for you without lying to yourself. Because there's a lot of people who I talk to and call me and they tell me how well they're doing. And then you hear the words that they use and it's like, who do you think you're talking to? I see you, I hear you, I feel you. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. So I'm going to feed my mom from this place. Heart, lungs, air, I love, I'm loved, right? It's the first sound we heard in utero. So I get to connect with my mother's heart space over the holidays and every day that I call her because she's happy to hear from me. Not only is it heart, lungs, air, I love, I'm loved, but it's memory, mammary. It's where we were fed from, where we were pushed out into the light and they took us to the breast. Remember all the things that came from the heart space, the lung space, the breast, the mammary, memory space, the love space that we received as children, that we received in utero, that we received through our lifetime. And if you felt like you didn't receive it, start to give it to yourself. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, how can I love you today? How can I love me today? What can I give you today that you want? Not what you need, what you want. What is it you want? Aho, aho. And give that to you. And then, when you see your parents, be grateful what they had the ability to give you, because Our parents, those parents that came out of the 30s, the 20s, the 40s, they had it tough. They had it tough. They had a depression. They had the wars. They had all those things. But remember that they don't have all the tools. And with all the books in the world that are written to how to raise kids, for how to raise kids, those people who wrote those books don't live in your house, didn't live in your house, and won't live in your house. So write your own book. Forgive your parents, forgive your wife, forgive your husband, forgive your kids for what it is they don't know how to do. Hi, human. Love them for simply being human. Love them for what it is they know. Love them for what it is they don't know. Love them for how it is they love. Love them for how it is they don't know how to love. Because they weren't taught either. Aho. So, it's a time of going home. Christmas is coming, and the Christmas time is coming. Thanksgiving was here. A lot of people went home. A lot of people were with their families and their loved ones, or other loved ones, alternative loved ones, because of the whole COVID thing. And thank God for friends and neighbors who are willing to open their doors, or we're willing to open our doors for them as well. Aho. I want to mention my friend Alice and Norm. They're in New River. Also, they live across the street from my friend Wendy. Their dog was Rover. His name's Rover. Was attacked by a pack of 4 coyotes. And as much as I feel for Rover, I love animals, and I love the 4-legged, because the 4-legged are symbolic of foundational. Of the foundation of building. They're also the dog and the canines are my reminder of Wolf. Wolf is solitary but needs the pack, right? Wendy's neighbors, they need the pack. I'm fine on my own, but I love the pack, and I love being neighborly, and I love family, and I love fellowship. But Rover is suffering and has been for about a week, and I felt kind of bad, because I posted a post about a dead coyote that I came across on the road that had been freshly hit, and I moved him and did ceremony for him. But, and then Rover was hit a week later, and I almost felt guilty, but I'm not going to feel guilty, because all of Creator's creatures are important at whatever level. I have to also remember that he living here in Sedona, this is not my natural and native home. This is not a place for man to live. This is where javelinas live. This is where deer live. This is where elk live. This is where bobcats live, cougars live, bear live. All those animals that we see and that we're afraid of, they were here first. And we are in their home. We are guests. So remember, when you talk about shooting a coyote because he's eating your chickens, what haven't you done to protect your chickens first? Don't blame the coyote. The coyote is just being what the coyote is and doing what the coyote does. Just like we do that. Aho. So enough of that. So my friend, that Rover would get better, and that those coyotes that attacked Rover would find other food sources like rabbits and other things that they can eat, and they would be nourished and kept healthy as animals, as God's creatures. Aho. All right, so I'm going to sing us out. I want to thank everybody for coming on this Thursday. If you're not taking time for self-care, for feeding yourself in the way that you should have a conversation with yourself and do fire ceremony. I'm in front of the fire. You see the fire back here. Write those things down, the reasons why you're not taking care of yourself. And give them to the fire with some tobacco. Make a tobacco offering, and offer tobacco in a good way, and ask for Creator, Great Spirit's help, Great Mother's help. Ask for the power and the guidance of the medicine wheel, the 4 directions, and all our relations. Ahom mitakuyasin, ahom mitakuyasin, ahom mitakuyasin. I want to remind you before I start singing that if you want to acquire a transformational sacred drum medicine or a rattle or a ceremonial blanket or a drum bag for your drum, you know, reach out to me. We can do that through the mail and through Zelle and through Venmo and through PayPal. PayPal only through friends and family. I won't take it any other way. If you want to come to Sedona to have a healing session with me, please make those arrangements with me. Everything I do here in the studio, here in the village of Oak Creek, is by appointment only. All right? All right. So I'm going to sing. What am I going to sing today? I'm going to sing a song, and I usually don't do this. This is a song from my lodge, and I want to honor the grandmothers and the grandfathers. And it's going to be in Spanish, so if you don't understand Spanish, this is about grandmother and grandfather. Círculo sagrado quiero vivir, por eso estoy rezando a usted, abuelito. Yo este círculo sagrado quiero vivir, por eso estoy rezando a usted, abuelita. Círculo sagrado within the sacred circle. Quiero vivir. I want to live. Por eso estoy. That is why. Rezando a usted, praying to you. En este círculo sagrado, within the sacred circle, quiero vivir. I Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, Great Mother. Thank you, power and the guidance of the medicine wheel. All our relations. To all our elders and the ancient ones and those who have gone before, I honor you and I thank you. I'm sure everybody out there does too. I hope everybody's having a beautiful evening. I hope everybody's dry and fed and in good health. And if you know somebody who's not, reach out to them. Help them with their health. Hold their hand. Give them a hug. Give them some food. Give them some food from your heart and feed. Feed those that look like they may need your help. Or at least ask them if they need your help. Walking Crow for the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine, asking you to have a beautiful, 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 blessed Thursday night. Owl.